Hello lovely people, Ashley here, sending my love to you from my reality, wherever that is, to you in whatever reality you find yourself in today. Now, this is my second video of today because I thought long and hard about whether I should actually speak about this Mandela Effect, because it is quite sensitive. But what I want you to understand before I start is that this is not a political statement, it's got nothing to do with religion or anything else. This is just me pointing out a massive, what is to me a massive Mandela effect to do with Israel. And that is that in my timeline, in my reality, there was never a place on the ground called Israel until 1948, when it was made and became Israel and was accepted by the United Nations after the declaration, the Balfour Declaration, in 1917, with the British people who owned Palestine at the time. We were a mandate over Palestine at the time, the Brits were. Now, the point here is that Israel was never actually a place on the ground. Ever in history was there ever a place called Israel. And when Israel was first made, they had to discuss what it was they were going to call themselves, and they decided to call themselves Israel so that they could show the link between the land, the people, and the land, and claim their stake to that land, which was accepted by the United Nations. So the thing is that before that, never at any point in time in my reality was there ever a place called Israel until 1948. Now, that's changed. That has changed. And now the history and the reality that we're in at this moment is telling us that there was an ancient place. It was called the kingdom of Israel and Judah. Now, in my reality, it was called Samaria and Judea, is what it was actually called. The land was actually called Samaria and Judea before it was called Palestine, not the kingdom of Israel. There never was a kingdom of Israel, but now there was a kingdom of Israel in the north, and Judea was a kingdom in its own right in the south. Now, the kingdom of Israel, its capital was Samaria, and it was an independent kingdom apparently until 722, when the Assyrians came and took over the whole thing, and it stopped being a kingdom at all. It stopped being called Israel at all then. But there it is. It's saying that it was a kingdom on its own with its own capital called the Kingdom of Israel in the north, and then the Kingdom of Judea, which is now, like I said, now called just Judah, the Kingdom of Judah. That stayed as an independent entity until 586, when the Babylonians came and took over, Jerusalem, and that's when the Jews were thrown into exile. But the kingdom of Israel and Judah never existed in my timeline ever at any time. The place was called Samaria and Judea, but never at any point in time was there a place called Israel. And that is a massive Mandela effect for me. And like I said, I'm not talking about any political thing. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about any of that. This is just purely on a Mandela effect scenario. That's all I'm saying, is that is not the history that I know in my reality and in my timeline. There never was a historical place on the ground called Israel. And now that's always been the case. There always has been a place on the ground called Israel now. So, I mean, there is an awful lot that goes much more that goes. Hold on a minute, love. 1 minute. There's an awful lot. Sorry about that. Somebody's come. There's an awful lot more that goes into that, into this, and I will discuss it later. Thank you to the Black Sheep researcher. Him, as always, he makes me put things together. Awesome guy. Please go and check him out. Other than that, it's just me saying, what do you think about that Mandela Effect, peeps? Till next time.